What's up, bros? Gotcha. It's February Beats, and today here in another video. And today, I'm just gonna be talking about my Todd McFarlane superpower figures. And honestly, I've been busy lately with college and job and everything else, and I haven't uploaded in a while. My last videos kind of did poorly. I don't know if it's because you guys just like when I talk about McFarlane, but I'm gonna try to keep this video short. If not, I end up talking or yapping or one or the other. But I ended up making two custom Todd, and my paint isn't the best, but I ended up making two. Oh my god, I just realized some of the paint is chipped on the blue one. Can't see it as well. I don't know if... Yeah, it's chipped on the neck. I might have to repaint over. The paint is kind of chipping, actually. Hold on. I haven't seen it chip. I might have to repaint over it with some black acrylic paint, but that's whatever. I did not paint this one. I only painted this one and this one. And for one, the paint's kind of... Yeah, the paint's kind of... I might have to repaint over this. I just realized that. Okay. Now that I'm shining light on it, yeah, I can see some paint messes. But this is my first paint. I'm gonna be honest, I've never been good at painting, but I did the best I could. I went over the eyes because I messed up the eyes the first time. The eyes look fine. And if you notice, all three of these figures share a similar body. This was the Batman Hush figure. And I really wish McFarlane re-released one in black. We got one in blue and gray. The funniest thing is he reuses these bodies a lot, but he does not repaint. Or he kind of does. I mean, he kind of reused this figure a lot. This one kind of looks different just because of this thing here. And this figure is just this figure, but it's supposed to be based on the Batman 2004. And when I get the right cape, which I'm going to do a comparison between this one and this one, but I just have this guy here because this is the most similar. And I bought an extra manga Batman because I'm like, okay, well, I'll use the one I bought for $5 from GameStop, and I'll use the one I bought for $5, because it was a $5 figure at that point. I'm like, okay, if I mess it up in paint work, at least it wouldn't be that bad. And I had to go over the paint because I accidentally got black smudge paint all over his face, and it was a whole mess. You can tell it. My girlfriend says, oh, he had it looked like he pissed oil or something. She makes jokes all the time, and I'm not gonna lie, it gets me. And McFarlane's Superpowers line is probably one of my favorite lines. I stopped collecting his main line just because like I said in the past, I just don't care for it anymore. I'm thinking about getting Mattel's Batman figures when they drop. Batman is my #1 character. I plan on sometime picking up a Nightwing from this line whenever that happens. I want to do a few comparisons with my custom here and a few comparisons with my Batman here. And I might even, I think I don't have the animated series cape from Cape Master in yet, because that's the cape I'm going to use for this Batman to make it look more like the Batman from the Batman 2004. And I asked someone on Instagram, I was like, I made kind of a request. I'm like, hey, can you, I think his name's like Joshua, can't remember exactly how you say it, but I was like, hey man, can you make a Batman 2004? I want to see how yours turn out. Apparently he doesn't know what it is, which, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, even if you don't know what, I mean, it's my childhood Batman. It's the Batman I grew up with. I mean, technically, it's my animated series Batman. And it shares a similar design look, color design choice. So I think the people that made that show is fans of the animated series, but they wanted to have their own take on their show. And it's my childhood Batman. And I'm like, it would be cool to get this Batman in this scale. Because, Mattel's the Batman 2004 figures. Apparently it's Bruce Wayne and Batman actually fits in here, which I have my 2004 Batman and Bruce Wayne in here right now, just in display. And I might show it, whatever, if I really... Or I might show it another time for another video, because there's a review I want to do sometime later. There's a video I want to do on a unboxing. But right now, I just want to focus on my customs. And I'm going to get to the comparisons. The first few comparisons is for this Batman. And then I want to get to this Batman. So, yeah, we'll just jump cut that. Well, since I'll just start off with this. Sorry, I messed up a bit, moving figures around and stuff. But I was gonna start with like all my McFarlane Batmans next to the customs because the customs are a part of my McFarlane superpowers. But I guess we'll start off with just these three black and gray McFarlane, and then I'll go down to comparisons to this guy and then to this guy. And I don't know if you can see him properly, so I might have to put him right there in the middle or something. But I'm actually really even though these customs are kind of basic, I just really need the animated series cape, which I had to do a fix up on my combat belt Batman, like fix up on the paint, and I repainted over the utility belt to make it look better. But other than that, like, these two obviously look a little similar. This has a different bat symbol. I'm not going to paint over the bat symbol just because I don't want to risk, because you would not believe the stress I had painting over a bat symbol. At that point, I'll just get a water slide decal and just slap it on if I have to. I'm probably not going to do the paint over. This figure really turned out better than I thought, in my opinion. You could do, like, I didn't notice it before because it wasn't showing until I had the light on it, but wow, there's shades of blue popping up from the... I'm going to have to repaint over that. It kind of annoys me that I didn't actually get that, but... And I think it's because the light is covering it, so I'm actually able to see it, and it's kind of annoying me how much, like, I can see the blue poking out, but... Side by side, these figures look great, but these do reuse. I hate that McFarlane didn't form different body types for each figure. This Batman uses a completely different body type from these Batman, and I like this Silver Age utility belt on this Batman figure. And I think like all three of them, just like for a black and gray Batmans, they look great. I just wish that I really painted on that blue, because that blue is showing. And I don't know why, but this Batman kind of just looks like Arkham Batman to me. I know there's like paint mess everywhere, but it kind of looks like Arkham Batman in my opinion. Oh, you can see the background. I'm going to move that. But it kind of looks like Arkham Batman. I don't really have much more to say on these three altogether, but we're going to start doing comparisons. I'm going to start with him first since he was my first custom. I'm just going to go one by one. Originally, I was going to put all three, but, you know... I'm just going to start off. You can kind of see the comparison. It looks a little... It doesn't have the same yellow as the utility belt as I thought it would. I mean, it kind of did off camera, but now that I'm seeing it, this is a little more brighter. This is the New Adventures Kenner's Batman, and for some reason, Kenner always made their figures look so show accurate, in my opinion. And you could kind of see that this kind of just looks like this, except obviously it has the Hush logo. It just looks more Arkham to me, I guess, but... Other than that, side by side for Batman, it's really bothering me how much the blue is showing, but side by side for Batman figures, they don't really look bad. And I have the perfect cloth cape on this figure, so, and it like really forms around it. It feels like it's out of the show, so like if it was a run or something like that, I wonder if I have this cape is kind of like, I guess that's just how it's going to form around his neck. It kind of just looked a little weird, but I guess that's just how it's going to be. But yeah, no, that's the Hush comparison, the New Adventure. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to pull out my Absolute Batman. Well, next to my Absolute Batman, they look pretty good, and I'm starting to call this Absolute Batman. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no Absolute Batman in this scale. This is the closest we're going to get to Absolute Batman, unless someone makes a custom of Absolute Batman, but this is my opinion. This is Absolute Batman. I don't see anything else closer than this as a figure. You can get it out of the Frozen Assets pack. I've been telling people about it, like on Instagram, whatever, and there's some people that looked at it and they're like, you know what? It does look like an animated Absolute Batman. I'm like, yeah, it kind of has that Bruce Timm style, but it looks like Absolute Batman. I can see it. So next to my Absolute Batman, which you can see the comparisons, the design and everything, it looks pretty similar. I think it even shares actually a little bit of the same yellow than the other one did. Shares just about the similar yellow. I want to move on to the next Batman figure because, I mean, I only have like one more comparison probably for this one, but yeah, I want to move on to the next one. This one also, the Dark Knight Returns Batman also shares the same body, and I think I pointed this out before. Maybe I didn't, maybe I did, but they really, sorry, it wasn't focusing. They really should have used the Flashpoint head from the Superpowers Flashpoint Batman, because the ears are too big. I don't like that McFarlane reused, and it probably was just a Batman figure to put out in the line just to get out so they can have a Batman in the line. But I'm going to be so honest with you. And the new McFarlane Superpowers line, I'm wondering if we're going to get another Batman, because I'm going to be honest with you. I want a Batman at least one Batman in the wave, and I want it to be the first appearance Batman in like this style. I know he put the first appearance Batman in his main line. I want a first appearance Batman in this scale. The only company that has ever done a first appearance style Batman is Kenner, and they did it with the Mask of the Phantasm wave, and you barely even saw that suit on screen. So I'm hoping they do some type of first appearance, or you know what he could do? Put out a Cape Crusader Batman figure. I would love that. Cape Crusader, put out a Cape. I'm thinking about getting another retro Batman just to paint over I can't speak. To paint over the utility belt with some type of yellow so it looks like it's from Cape Crusader. I'm just saying, McFarlane should make a Cape Crusader Batman to prepare for season 2 coming out, because then there's some hype behind it. I feel like they don't have enough action figures behind that Batman show, and if they did it in this style, it kind of would bring back like a classic sense of style, you know, like it kind of would bring back, oh, this is like a Kenner vibe thing or something. But anyways, yeah, this Dark Knight Returns Batman basically shares the same body as Hush. It doesn't do what it shares the same utility belt. It literally shares the same body as the as my other custom that I did as this one. It shares the same body. The only difference is the bat symbol. That's literally the bat symbol in the color. That's the only difference, unless they reuse the blue. I don't think so, because it's more of a navy blue. I debated on cutting the ears, but the only thing I'm afraid of is what if I cut it too short and it doesn't look like bat ears anymore, so I'm just leaving it alone. If someone has cut off the ears, let me know and send me a picture on Instagram or something. Not Instagram, but just put a picture out there or something, and I'll look at it and let me know. I don't know if it would look good, so... But, I mean, that's the only other comparison. I mean, they mostly share the same body. I do hate that McFarlane reused some bodies, but... Yeah, this was... I mean, I really do need to repaint over it, because now I'm seeing the blue show through, and I'm like, yeah, there's parts of blue showing through, and you can see it, and I don't know if that's because the paint is just chipping, because you can move it. It's not like it's stuck in place or anything. The cape folds well over the Batman figure. I can show that. I know some people look at these Batman figures, and they're like, it's limited articulation, it's whatever. I'm going to be honest with you, I never cared for limited articulation, but what I've always liked about Kenner's Batman figures is you can fold the cape over Batman. You can give him that cloaking feeling that Batman has when he's looking in the dark or doing some detective work. And I'm not going to lie, I like my Batman to have a bit of a detective vibe. And for him to have his cape fold over him, even though Kenner's capes fold terribly sometimes, it doesn't look completely terrible. But yeah, no, you can't do that with McFarlane's cape, except for if it's the remolded ones, the Nightfall one I have and the black and gray one. But you can't do it with this one. That kind of annoys me, because I feel like the Dark Knight Returns Batman should be able to do that. And then here's another problem I found out about this figure. If I can show it, hold on. There's some paint wear here, and I don't know if that's coming from the cape, but. And I didn't do this. I looked at the figure, and I'm like, oh, so the cape kind of rubs off some type of paint on the figure. And I also heard the, I want to hide it. I like hiding it because I don't like seeing it. But I have also heard that the McFarlane Zert and R Batman has the same problem. Some type of paint on the cape smears off onto the shoulders. And it looks, I don't know how McFarlane caused that problem. I don't know what it is, but it kind of just dates the figure and make it look bad. But yeah, that's Dark Knight. And I did a review on this figure. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of mad on it. I was excited. I'm like, oh, this is my first ever Dark Knight Returns Batman, and I want it in this scale. But the head sculpt's just terrible. I think, honestly, the fact that it's a reuse, I don't think a lot of people would have been mad if the head sculpt was different. If they just use the the Thomas Wayne head, I think people would be happy with it, but I got nothing more to say on that. I'm going to do another comparison. The Batman, or something like that. That's how the theme would go. Anyways, yeah, we're going to move on to the Batman. So I used the manga Batman for the base body. Hold on, I'm going to get the figure. Now, before I do the comparison between the animated series Batman and my custom, and you could tell where I painted over it, and it kind of shows you exactly. I feel like the lighting really shows it, but you can tell I repainted the utility belt. I painted that terribly. I hate how I paint. I'm gonna be honest, I hate how I paint. You can see exactly where I messed up. I really hate how I paint, but I'm going to do something real quick because just to show you on camera. I did it off camera, and that's why I'm waiting until the cape actually comes in to use it, but I'll use this cape just to show it an example. I feel like my Batman should always have a cloaking vibe, but yeah, this is how I would want it to look. It doesn't look completely bad as I thought it would. It looks good. I do want this cape on this figure because then it looks like it's the Batman from... It's basically looking like my childhood Batman. The only thing is, I'm just waiting for the actual cape I have coming in. I'm waiting for that to come in. I ordered it through Beach Boy Toys. You can go to their eBay maybe, but like I know the guy personally a little bit, and I go to him, and I ordered the cape because I'm banned from Cape Master, of course. So I have this cape coming in, but this is how it looks on this custom. And honestly, that's all I'm really waiting for. I might repaint it if I really feel like that thing's bothering me. But I am waiting for this cape to come in, so then I can have a completed custom. But that's how the cape would look. You know what? While I have this cape on it, I will just do a quick comparison with the Batman 2004 before I do a comparison with the animated series Batman. Now, currently, I am rewatching this show right now, but this is the Batman 2004. The bat symbol kind of looks similar, kind of not, but this is my childhood Batman. This is the Batman I grew up with, and he does have a similar color design as the animated series, so that's why I gave him that cape, and that's why he has that cape. And of course, it doesn't show up well on an action figure, so they just did black paint like they did with the combat belt Batman. And I thought about repainting over that smudge part that's missing, and, you know, it's whatever. But I do plan on getting the Batman, just a variant that doesn't have this thing on it. I mean, this is the first wave Batman, and I got it a few years ago. But, yeah, no, that's a comparison with Mattel. And the funniest thing is he does fit in this. So, say you want this Batcave, and you want to use your Batman the 2004 figures, anything around this scale... I mean, it doesn't even have to be Batman 2004, but as long as it's around this, if I could show you, if it's around this scale and the ears aren't too tall, which, yeah, he's kind of close to the height range of where it would be cutting off. So as long as you have a Batman that's around this height range and doesn't have too tall of ears, you can use them. You can use them. If the ears are too tall, you're not going to be able to get them in. So, yeah, that's nice to know. Just thought that was nice to know. But yeah, that's the Batman 2004. I'm going to swap the cape real quick. I'm going to swap the Batman, and we'll do a quick comparison of the animated series Combat Belt Batman. But, let me space that out. But yeah, there's both of my animated Batmans next to each other. This Batman has the proper cape, which is what he kind of has in the show. I gave him his flat black cape until I get another one of these capes, because I am going to use this cape for this. Ooh, excuse me, sorry about that. But, yeah, no, I plan on using this cape for this. But, for now, that's what we have. Animated series Combat Belt Batman. You can kind of still see the paint smear, but, you know, it's the best I'm going to do. I'm not a painter, so it's really the best I'm going to get at. But, yeah, no, there's my Kenner. And I did repaint over the bat symbol because before, it's like, if you saw my videos before, the bat symbol was really chipped. The utility belt was a bit chipped. I repainted over the belt. I am mad, though, because the amount of times I had to redo and try to wipe it off with a paper towel. I ended up smearing some paint on it, but it doesn't look completely terrible where it looks so yellow. And I tried to redo the bat symbol, and I was like... And then I just had to get really precise, and it turned out as well as I wanted it to. It couldn't have gotten any better, so I'm fine with how it is. And I'm just going to say I really do recommend this Batman with this Cape Master cape. I feel like in general, if you want a Batman the Animated Series figure, get Combat Belt Batman. It's probably the most show accurate you're going to get. And you know what? I'll do another comparison with this Batman, because there is a comparison I want to do. I've done when I get done with these Batmans, because I think there's only, it's only like, a few other Batmans I want to do a comparison with. And then I'll get to my other comparisons that I want to do. I don't know how long I'll do it, but there's another comparison I want to do. I never done a review on this Jack-specific Batman. I said I was going to, but honestly, I think I'll pass. But just, it came with a Sonic figure. It's around 5 inches, but to just give it a quick look, it's around the same height as the Legends of Batman Crusader Batman. But to give it a good look, that's what it would look like. So basically you have your modern rebirth comic Batman in this scale, because I think this is the first time they ever done this Batman in this scale, other than like a small scale Spin Master Batman. And you have it next to your 2004 Batman, which kind of has more of the classic bat symbol, and this is more of the modern bat symbol. So get a good mix of both, basically. Well, since I didn't pull it out earlier, here it is now. My Nightfall Batman. I did a review on him maybe, say, 2 weeks ago or so but here's my Nightfall Batman next to my 2004 The Batman, my childhood Batman, which I only need one more piece to fully complete it, and then it looks like it's from the show, even though I messed up that paint. But we're going to ignore the paint. But yeah, and then near the end of this video, I'm going to do a full comparison, have all my McFarlane Batmans try to be in one shot, because I don't know how many more McFarlane Batmans I want to get. I think I want to get the Flashpoint, and then I want to get the 89 one, and that's about it. I don't think there's any other. I don't care for the Zernar one. I've never been a fan of Zernar. I bought the manga Batman at GameStop because it was $5. I bought another one because I'm like, okay, I'll buy another one just so I can still have it in my collection, because it has an Adam West look, and I kind of like Adam West Batman. I started getting the Adam West Batman, but here's a Nightfall Batman, and I wanted to show you my updated Bane. I bought the Venom Pump off of eBay. Finally got this. So, and I'm not going to show you if he could break the bat. I've shown that in 2 videos before, but yeah, got the Venom Pump. He stands great next to McFarlane Batman figures. I think he's more around a bigger than him and kind of bigger than him, but yeah, there you go. I was just shoving him in because I changed the Venom Pump. If you want to see Alfred next to these two, there you go. Quick Alfred. I'm going to do another comparison because I think it's funny because he actually wore something like this in the show. Now, this is Antifreeze Batman. Now, the animated series has never worn this he never wore a suit for any occasion, but in the 2004 show, like in season 1 when he went to fight Mr. Freeze, he didn't have this suit actually. He had a suit that was like all white, face covered, like thermal gear, and it actually looked cool. And then they made a toy of it, which I kind of want to get the toy, but it doesn't really look as good as it does in the show. And then they made a second version, was kind of close to show accurate, but it wasn't really that great. And I think it's because of the gimmick, but you know, it's whatever. But it looked as close as it could. But for some reason, Kenner pulled off this, and I always like sometimes watching the commercial, because the commercial is showing off this action figure. I don't have the accessories for this, but I just wanted to put this next because I remember this Batman wearing an antifreeze suit, and it was the coolest fucking thing ever. And I looked at it, and then I always remember and I have a few 2004 Batman figures. I think I only have 2. I'm going to be honest, I think I only have 2. So, and I don't know if I know where my Firefly is because it's in a bag and I'm getting ready to move and stuff. And it's somewhere in a bag. So I don't know if I'm going to go and search through because it could either be out next to me in a bag or it's probably in a box. And if it's in a box, I'm not going to go deep diving. But, yeah, no, I just wanted to show this antifreeze Batman next to this, and here's another Batman I'll show. I'll just bring it into show. Here's a lightning strike Batman. One of my most. This is literally what got me into collecting these. I don't know if I mentioned it. I got it on a Christmas. I will never forget this Batman. This Batman shaped me into the collector I am now. I might be mostly nostalgia based collecting. I did not get a combat belt Batman when I was younger. I got it later on, years later, because I wanted a more show accurate Batman. But I will never get rid of this Batman because this Batman, I had the best adventures with this Batman. This Batman was my bread and butter. This Batman was literally my bread and butter, and I had the most fun with this Batman. I'm not trying to focus the video on this Batman because I know I can get carried away and yap, but just in general, this Batman is why I collect these figures. And I wanted this okay. Before I go back to the custom, I'm not big on variants, but when the variants make sense, and honestly, a black and white Batman, I like the color scheme because it's not too wild. If it's too wild, I'm like, okay, I can't believe that. I can believe Batman wearing thermal gear because I'm like, okay, extreme weather, yeah, Batman's going to need some thermal gear. This, I can also believe even as I'm older because now after seeing Maxi Zeus was in the animated series, I don't know. I think for a toy it would be cool, and I wish they made a Maxi Zeus figure. I know McFarlane made one, but like I want a Maxi Zeus figure for this. And if anyone makes a custom, because actually Maxi Zeus just became one of my favorite villains. But I'm getting carried away. I'm yapping about this figure. I'm gonna move these figures. I'm yapping. But we're gonna move on to the next comparison. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any other Batman comparison unless I already showed this figure, and this figure is way shorter. Gosh. I already showed this figure. I don't think there's much for me to say. I'd done a review on this figure. I opened up the box. And then I recently found out that I thought I was missing an extra Batman of this. But actually, I forgot I gave it to the guy at the flea market. And I gave it to him with no cape. And I thought about, do I rebuy it? I'm like, no, don't rebuy it. That would be such a waste of money. Don't rebuy it. I thought about rebuying it just to put like some bat emblem on it and use it as a custom for Cape Crusader Batman. And Cape Crusader Batman is the new show that's been out. It has one season. It's on Amazon. But I generally thought about doing that. And I'm like, no, don't do that. And I rebought this figure. And I forgot I got rid of that figure. But you know what? I got this figure complete now. I say complete. It only came with a cape. Anyways, I'm going to move forward. I wasn't going to compare Bruce Wayne. The only Bruce Wayne I want to bring out is this custom because I was using this gray Bruce Wayne and I started painting over the suit. I need to paint over it again. I don't know when I want to get to it because painting is a bitch. I'll be so honest with you. It's a bitch. But I was painting it gray. I need to paint a couple more layers over it. But I was making a custom Bruce Wayne because, and actually I'll bring out the other Bruce Wayne. I just want to bring out, I didn't have this custom out earlier because it wasn't a major custom, but I cut up the suit a bit because I wanted it to look like one of his, and I want to get another Bruce Wayne figure of this because in my opinion, this is Kenner's best Bruce Wayne. I'm going to try not to yap about Bruce Wayne, but this is Kenner's best Bruce Wayne in my opinion. And I just think Kenner's, for Kenner's best Bruce Wayne, I had to keep the base figure that was already made, and I used my orange figure, the orange suit, and I was like, okay, I'll paint over this, and I'll put it on the gray one, and I need to repaint it, and then I want to get another one, and I want to paint the figure black, and then I want to paint the suit black so it could look like it's show accurate. That's what I want to do. That's something I want to do as a side project, but yeah, enough about that. We're going to go back to this Batman. I pulled up a few variants. I'm just gonna do my last few comparisons. Right now, I'm just gonna do 2004 Mr. Freeze, and then if I can find the Firefly, I'll find the Firefly. Now, he did not come with this accessory. This came with the Kenner animated series Batman, Mr. Freeze, which I did a review on, and I changed his weapons with a more show accurate weapons. But 2004 Batman next to his villain Mr. Freeze, it scales pretty well in my opinion because I think Batman should always, and this is just my opinion, Batman should always be smaller than Mr. Freeze. Not too small, but he should be reasonably small because I feel like Mr. Freeze is a big threat. Not like big like Bane. I don't know where this Bane scales, but I think this Bane is shorter. This is Kenner. But Bane should be bigger than Mr. Freeze, but Mr. Freeze should be slightly bigger than Batman. And I think this Batman scales well next to Mr. Freeze if I can have him standing straight. And honestly, this is the coolest, and I don't mean this as a pun. Never mean a pun intended, but this is the coolest Mr. Freeze that you're probably gonna get design choice wise I think the character in the show is kind of weak because the only time he was really good as a villain is probably when he teamed up with Firefly, which I also like Firefly in the show. I like the voice actor for Firefly in the show, and I like the voice actor for Mr. Freeze in the show. But Mattel did make another version where his dome thing is melted, and they redid the face sculpt and made it look like the one from the show. But he only has 2 good episodes, in my opinion, and he becomes a background character. But just to have a comparison of characters from the show, I don't have a lot of Batman 2004 figures because I'm not going out of my way to buy every Batman 2004 figure, but I do want to buy the villains that I want. I want Clayface, I do want a Scarface, but I do have the Mr. Freeze and the Firefly, I'll show you the cool thing about the Firefly if I find it, but I want to do a comparison next to my custom 2004 Batman. And if you want, actually, what did I do with them? If you want, I'll put them right here next to them. I think if I'm... Oh, well, Mr. Freeze is just falling everywhere. If I'm correct, Batman should not be tall. I think it's just because of him standing. Is Batman taller than Mr. Freeze? Hold on. This is the first wave Batman. Did they make Batman taller, or is it just me? They might be the same height. Honestly, they might be the same height. They just might be the same height. It's just he's kind of hunched over because of his design. But I love his design. It's a bit messy of a figure because, I'm not the only one that owned it. I bought it secondhand. But, yeah, one of my favorite Mr. Freeze. And then you can have him in between both of my Batman 2004. I plan on getting another Batman 2004 figure without this metal thing sometime. But, yeah, there you go. Mr. Freeze. And I'm going to move these 2 and then... Alright, so he was in a bag that was already out of a box. And in my opinion, the reason why I think I bought Firefly, because the animated series Firefly just cost too much, and Firefly is a villain I wanted, and I'm like, oh, there's not really that many action figures. And I'm like, wait, there's an action figure of Firefly from the Batman 2004. And honestly, my McFarlane Superpowers custom will not size up greatly because Firefly is supposed to be a smaller dude than Batman. I think even the Batman is... I don't know if he's taller than him. I don't know if it's because of how he stands or how they built the figure, but he looks like he's shorter. Batman looks like he's shorter. I don't know if it's because they're the same height or what. They might be the same height, but... Yeah, I don't know how it is, but this figure is a little shorter, but that's because it's in Superpowers scale. But taking that away... I just want to show this real quick. This video is not on this figure, but I will forever think this figure is cool. If I can get this to work, there's like some type of rock spark thing in it. It has like some type of trigger spark, and you could get like some type of flame if you like flick it hard enough. I'm trying to. Don't know if I can get it on camera. It's like kind of weak, but let's see it. Can I get it on? You can sort of see it, right? Okay, and the mask is removable. I'm probably going to take the mask off for now just so I don't break the antennas and everything. But... yeah, it's probably just running its course. But, it is a, decade-old figure. That's also what you have to take in mind. I don't want to break it because... But also, when the figure I got it out. I bought it fresh in box. I don't remember how much I paid for it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I bought it off of eBay secondhand market. But you plug the tubes in, and it looks cool. And I remember watching his episode, and he kind of teams up. He teams up with GothCorp and And I know in the animated series, GothCorp was already a corrupted company. It is as well, and it just all around, it's a good episode in my opinion. It's a good episode. And then they kind of actually get his head sculpt right too. I'm not trying to focus a video on him. I'm just saying I do like the Batman 2004 figures just as much as I like the Kenner animated series. I don't know what it is, but early day animated action figures, because nowadays it's there's some animated toys out there for shows, but they don't capture the likeness as well as the early figures did. And I wish we still had that, because back in my day, which I was hate saying it, but this figure came out a year before I was born, probably, or it came out in 05. It could have came out in 05. I was born in 05. This figure has more likeness to the show than any other action figure. And there's people, I've seen people make customs of the 2004 Batman, not just for McFarlane, but like just in general. I've seen people, and it encouraged me. And I'm like, I want my own custom 2004 Batman, because I do want to pick up a 2004 Batman figure. I mean, I already have one, but I also want one of like my own scaling, and I want this. Some people made like a Mafex figure. I wanted something that falls in the McFarlane Superpowers line, so I can put him next to my more comic-like Bane. You know what? I do have the Batman 2004 figure. The only thing is, I just don't like the Bane design, because it's such a big hulking figure, and instead of like, it has almost near the same arm gimmick as the animated series Bane, but it's worse. And it's gonna take up so much space. That's the other 2004 Batman villain figure. I'm not gonna pull it out. If you really want to see what that Bane looks like, the toy spot, the review spot looked at it. There's a lot of other videos. I'm not gonna pull out that Bane because it's somewhere in a bag, and I'm not gonna look for it. I was able to find this guy because I was like, oh, is that the bag? That's the bag, and I'll put him right back. But yeah, no, I just really like this custom. I just need the animated series cape, and then it's a finished custom, because that's the cape style it had. And I do like that Mattel stayed as true to the show as they could, because the cape hangs low. Most Batman, like Kenner's Batman capes don't hang low. I don't even know if McFarlane's Batman capes hang low. No, they don't. No, do they? No, they don't. They still stay kind of high. They don't hang low. This actually like hangs low, and it's like the actual show. It's like the actual show's cape, and I like that. Now, when you're putting it in here, you kind of have to fold the cape up around his feet so you don't like hook the cape into the side of the wall or something when you want to switch him to Bruce Wayne. But that's all you have to do for it, and that's not really much of a pain. I'm trying to think if there was any other comparisons. I guess I could put him next to Superman. I wish I had the classic Superman, because putting him next to David Cornset's Superman doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, the Hush Batman, maybe. I think I want to put the Hush Batman next to Bane and put him next to Bane, and then probably, yeah. I mean, that's probably what I want to do. I guess I lied about this video being short because I checked, and now it's like 30-some minutes, so sorry for a long video, but hey, you got some good out of me where I wanted to talk and I'm passionate. I feel like my videos that are more shorter, I don't feel passionate, because I'm like, I'm kind of forcing a review, which I don't want to feel that way. I'm excited to talk about the figure, but I also feel like maybe I'm forcing a review, but who knows? I mean, that's just how I maybe feel in the moment. I try to get a video out when I'm feeling good about it, you know? And this Bane looks great next to these Batmans, and I'm not gonna lie. I know there's people that don't care for Kenner. There's people that are like, it's not that articulate. This is a comic accurate Bane, and I think you could get it in box for $20. I don't care about the extra accessories. I just wanted the Venom pump. I kind of was like, for a while, I was like looking at it, and I'm like, my Bane didn't have he fell right the fuck over, but my Bane did not have a Venom pump for the longest time, and I thought about it. I'm like, my Bane needs a fucking Venom pump. I'm like, Bane is not Bane without a Venom pump. You can't have Bane be Bane unless you're Tom Hardy Bane. And I hate Bane without the Venom, because I feel like it's not a good story. I like that Bane is on Venom. I don't know. I always liked it. I liked it since the Arkham games. I liked it and they're making a Nightfall show right now. Like, Nightfall is kind of huge. They're going to be making a Nightfall cartoon or something where it'll probably like be like Tales of the Crypt or something, and it'll tell a chapter of Nightfall or something. That's how it's looking right now. So Bane is pretty huge now, because now we're getting a Nightfall Batman cartoon. There's a bunch of stuff happening in Batman's world now, and the Nightfall comics are now getting looked into making a cartoon. And it might be a very adult cartoon, because Victor Zsasz made his first debut in it. I can't see Nightfall being for kids. So Nightfall is definitely going to be for the adult audience, which me and maybe people in their early 20s up to their 30s most likely, but and 40s of course, but yeah, like people like that basically. But anyways, I'm gonna move off of Bane. I'm gonna go back to the customs. I think I'm gonna end this video with all the Kenner Batman figures next to each other. Just not Kenner. No, not Kenner. I'm gonna end it up. I mean, I could end it with all black and gray Batmans if I really wanted to. Maybe that's what I should do, but I think what I'm gonna do is because, yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna end it with all. I'm gonna end it with all McFarlane superpowers Batmans next to each other, like Nightfall, even the non-black and gray ones. Nightfall. Oh, well, the Venom pump popped off. That's nice. I just accidentally hit some and... Oh, there he goes. Okay, well, I'll have to reattach that when I'm done. Nightfall, Dark Knight Returns. I think I only have a few. The black and gray one. I'm trying to fit in the shot because you can't fit every Batman in the shot, but... Yeah, okay, that just looks... Oh, okay, well, Manga Batman fell over. Manga Batman always gets the short end of the stick, but... There we go. And Manga Batman doesn't even look like he's looking at the camera. Alright, yeah, no, that's for my customs. That's for the customs. The Batman 2004 in my custom black and gray Hush Batman. You can move him aside. I'm just gonna do that. Okay, well, now he's getting the short end of the stick. Nightfall Batman. But focus on them. And then you have them in shot, which... There you go. Nightfall Batman looks awkwardly placed and drunk, but you know. Yeah, and then you have these Batman, which I need to repaint the Hush one, but yeah. I did see someone doing customs of this Batman. I was like, that looks really good. I want to make my own attempt. And the one thing I'm really proud of is, and I tried to make the eyes for this one look more 2004 Batman, and then this one, I really like how I did the eyes. I don't know how I nailed it, but I nailed it. And it looks better than the original eyes, because the original eyes just looked like the Dark Knight Returns Batman back there. But, yeah, I'm going to end the video on that note. The video's been running for a while. I think I said what I needed to say. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like, comment below. Leave post notifications on, because you'll never know when I upload. And I hope you guys had some good coffee today. Maybe even a good dinner, good breakfast. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys next time.